The 9-year-old class put together this environmental concern project. Facts about pollution. Pollution is all over the place. If you look outside, you will see pollution. Well, maybe not physically, but it's in the air. Here are some facts why pollution is not good. The 10th worst polluted place to live is Norilsk, Russia, because every year 2 million tons of sulfur dioxide are released into the atmosphere. The air pollution means trees do not grow within 30 kilometers of the city. In Indonesia, the Citram River lead leaves are over 1,000 times higher than the USA standard due to the industry. $3.5 billion is spent on cleaning this river, which is used for drinking and irrigation. In Nigeria Delta, Nigeria, some 240,000 barrels of oil are spilled there every year. It could impact crops and cause a 24% increase in child malnutrition. In Hazaribagh, Bangladesh, tanners dump 22,000 liters of toxic waste each day, including cancer-causing toxins. The 185 locals face the risk of acid burn and skin diseases. In Kalimantan, Indonesia, over 1,000 metric tons of mercury into the environment each year due to gold mining. This brain pollution accumulates in water. Mercury pollution is one of the biggest global killers, affecting over 100 million people. Pollution is when unwanted chemicals, gases, and particles enter the land, air, water, and atmosphere, causing harm to animals, humans, and damaging the natural cycle of Earth. If you do not know what is the atmosphere, I will tell you now. The atmosphere is a very important thing to life. The atmosphere does many things to help protect life and help life to survive. Also, some source of pollution comes from nature, like volcanoes, dust storms, and forest fires. We cannot prevent natural pollution, but we can help prevent man-made pollution by not burning so much fossil fuels like coal.
Fossil fuels are being burned by the second, and we cannot live like that. We just can't. Look what kind of pollution comes from fossil fuels. Look at the clouds outside. They have smoke and carbon dioxide, CO2. The humankind, plants, and animals are disappearing because of that. In the US, they use 1.2% other energy, 13.2% renewable energy, 19.5% nuclear energy, 27.4% natural gas energy, 38.8% coal energy. All of these are made of dead animals from 350 million years ago with pressure and heat. Coal is made up of ferns, dead plants, and trees, and also heat of pressure, but they're not the biggest factors. Oil is made up of zooplankton, algae, and pressure with a bigger part, and heat with a smaller factor. Natural gas is made up of zooplankton, algae, pressure, and heat, with bigger parts, and marine animals. Now on to the facts. We need the biggest fossil fuels producers to stop. Here are some of the biggest oil producers: South Arab Emirates, Iraq, Kuwait, Mexico, Venezuela, Nigeria, Brazil, Angola, Qatar. Now to the world's largest oil producers per head of population: Kuwait, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, Equatorial Guinea, Saudi Arabia, Norway, Brunei, Oman, Gabon, Libya, Canada, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Venezuela, Iraq. These are all the world's biggest coal producers. China, US, Australia, Indonesia, India, Russia, South Africa, Kazakhstan, Poland, Colombia, Ukraine, Germany, Vietnam, Czech Republic. Next is the world's largest coal producers per head of population. Australia, Kazakhstan, South Africa, US, Poland, China, Colombia, Canada, Indonesia, Ukraine, Bulgaria, New Zealand, Greece, Germany. Next up is the world's largest gas producers. US, Russia, Iran, Qatar, Canada, China, Saudi Arabia, Algeria, Indonesia, Malaysia, Netherlands, Turkmenistan, Mexico, Egypt. These are the world's largest producers of gas per head of population. Qatar, Brunei, Norway, Turkmenistan, Bahrain, Oman, United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Canada, Russia, Netherlands, Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, US, Iran. These are the biggest destroyers of the world because they are the world's biggest fossil fuels producers. China, US, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Canada, Indonesia, Australia, Iran, India, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, Mexico, Norway, Kuwait, Venezuela. Who takes the most fossil fuels? China, Russia, India, Japan, Germany, Iran, South Korea, Saudi Arabia, Canada, Brazil, Mexico, UK, Indonesia, Italy. These were all the countries that keep fossil fuels for themselves. And now to the saddest part. How many people were killed by burning coal? 3,827 died from it, and 0 injured. Use of oil killed 892 and injured 6,259. But last but not least, natural gas killed 77 people and 7,550 injured. With this rate, we're not going to have any more fossil fuels until about 2065. But all the coal is going to disappear in 2082. All the oil is going to disappear in 2061. All the natural gas is going to disappear in 2052. Almost all of you are going to be alive when that happens. That happens if we don't fix it that quickly. The whole world won't be able to cook on gas, but if we stop and only use a small amount, if we don't fix this and use more renewable energy and reuse things, the world will be in chaos and we're going to live like prehistoric people. But if we use renewable energy, that will change and we can use renewable energy and just use natural gas sometimes. We're going to change the whole world from a fossil fuels production center to a fossil fuels graveyard in just some years if everybody stops using coal to heat up homes, but electricity that's coming from renewable resources. More power hits their whole earth than we use an entire year. Last year in the US, only 0.0039% of their power was solar. In 2030, we would need to cover about the area of Spain to power the whole earth. We could just have on the roof of your house. A big part is just made of solar panels. Do you need that space? Or in deserts, it's a wasteland nobody uses. We don't need it. On the good side, it has the most sun. That is why they're so hot.
Animals are constantly dying, and only we can help. Because of us, what we do, and animals are dying out. Just by riding a bike, watching less TV, or donating to a helping charity, you could save a life. Over 56 million animals die each year, and it is us who kill them. 2.7 million animals in shelters get killed each year. Animals play an important part in food chains, including ours. Without these animals, we only have plants and beans to eat, but a lot of people are allergic to these things, so they would need to get medicine. In a lot of medicine, there is animal content, and animals are killed for that. No animals, no medicine. People will not get what they need and slowly die away. Hunting animals have negative effects on us. 2. We can narrow animals' numbers of population down extremely, like viquidas used in Chinese medicine. 30 left. Chinese giant salamanders, illegal hunting. 3 left. Addax, hunted for their horns. 3 left in the wild. A lot of animals are killed by trash in the ocean.
I'm going to tell you about trash. So if you took all the wood and paper trash on Earth, you could light 50 million houses for 20 years. There's also 1,388,000,000,000 tons of plastic on Earth, or 130 million elephants, which would wrap around the Earth 5 times, or 8,800,000,000 tons in the water, and 1,300,000,000,000 tons on land. We need to stop this because owners of landfill earn $7 billion in annual revenue. Plus, only 12% of plastic is recycled, and plastic never decomposes, so it breaks into tiny pieces called particles. In the water, fish would drink a particle and they would die, and a human would eat the fish, and the same particle would kill a human. But there are 5,200,000,000,000 of these particles in the ocean, and kill 100,000 sea animals, and the ones that haven't turned into the particles kill 1 million marine birds. I hope you will recycle your trash, especially plastic.
The ice is getting smaller, the earth is getting hot and hotter. Some of the sun's heat and is getting the earth. The people are almost dying, so that is a problem because animals can't live. The penguins are cold animals and they need really cold, like ice or more cold. And the sun is heat the ice because it's too hot. Sometimes that is the penguins' problem because they're in the sometimes it's a really big problem. But I think at the South Poland and at the North Poland there is ice. The glaciers are getting smaller.